Hey, what's up, everybody? Wolfie here. Just wanted to give a quick announcement for this video in regards to how it's going to be playing into like the Call to Arms tutorials from now on. This is Men of War. It's the game prior to Call to Arms, but it's basically the same functioning for the editor. For the one that I did for Call to Arms, I basically gave you guys all the tips that you already would have needed to start to play the game. And if you guys do want, I can do a full playthrough of all the campaigns in the game. It would just take a little bit of time for recording all that stuff, but I can do a let's play for that. Other than that, I'm just going to be teaching you guys how to use the editor now. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. Alright. Hello everybody, welcome. We're in the Men of War editor today. Men of War is a very similar game to Call to Arms, so no need to worry about the differences in between that. So I'm going to completely teach you basically how to load a map, how to switch between F1, F2, and F3, how to disable enable fog of war, how to show you to switch between different, like, I guess, sides for the bots or whatever that you want to put your AI on for teams. And then I'm going to show you how to just start a battle without any waypoints, without any, like, basically coding where the troops need to go. You can just set up something real fast. Formerly, I did have a video I did probably back in 2020 that showed this, but it was really garbage. I was literally just watching it, and I was like, I had no idea what I was talking about. So, it's been a while since I've been in editor, but I still remember how to do this. So, step 1, to load a map, you press F2, you go to load. You can choose from anything. That is probably from a project I did before that I don't remember anymore, so you don't have to worry about Brub being there. You'll just see multiplayer and single player. Pretty much, you just select whatever map you want. I'm going to select a pretty easy map, I think. I think Monument's pretty cool. I like this. I should mention I'm using the Dying World mod, 1992, I think is what it's called. Yep. So you should be loaded into the map now. It should be noted that you really can't move around with WASD keys, at least right in F2 mode, I believe. You go to F1 to move around with your numpad. Go to F3. Okay, whatever. It's a horror deal. I'm stupid. I'll explain what now what the different F modes do. So, F1, gentlemen, is for basically how you actually would play the game normally. Again, if you boot up into Call to Arms and Men of War, you're gonna have a similar HUD system. You're gonna have similar to this. You press F2. This is gonna boot up stuff so you can move around terrain. Whatnot. Oh yeah, I guess if you push your mouse towards the edge of the keyboard or whatever, it also moves that. But yeah, so not hypothetically. Let's say I click on this. This allows me to move this Humvee, which has been placed here by the map. Right-clicking allows you to move it. It's also selected just Humvee itself, but we can also select pieces of the ground. Actually, yeah, the ground did move. So yeah, you don't really want to do that unless you're building a map, which is what I'm not teaching you for this. This is basically going to place objects down, construction or whatever. And let's put a bath here for some reason. I should mention as well, the reason why we can't see it right now is because we have fog of war turned on. As soon as I press Alt F, which turns fog of war off. Please remember this. That is why people will freak out and be like, I can't see anything. It's just Alt F. Now we can see what we placed down. To delete it, we just simply want to click it and hit delete on your keyboard, DEL. And yeah, that's basically F2. I don't use it very often. It's mainly for map making. As you can kind of see here, like, this is map stuff in camera work. So guys, F3 mode is primarily what I use for making battles and stuff like that. It is where you will actually be placing entities and units down and changing game speed and stuff like that, and putting waypoints and like basically coding where you want your units and how your units want to spawn. And I'll be explaining like every single one of these to the best of my ability, the best of my remembrance. So of course, your view is how you will view the battlefield. This also actually allows you to move in WASD fashion. I'm finding all of these things out for the first time in like a year and a half because I really haven't touched any of this for a very long time. But yeah, so going to view mode allows you to move around in WASD. Allows you to change around your game speed. This honestly isn't a big deal. This honestly isn't a big deal. Your entities, this is where it allows you to choose units and stuff like that. So let's just come over here to a sunny spot so I can show you. In normal Men of War, it will show, of course, your civilians. It'll show you like military. This is just, again, because we're having a mod on here, stuff like that. And then if I were to just choose, a rifle, and you can move by either pressing your num keys to go up and down or just clicking on stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Spawn in a bunch of dudes. Yeah, that's basically what your entity will do. And then you just select them again. Left click, delete if you want to get rid of them. Control Z if you, of course, want to undo what you just did. And to move these guys around, all of them, or singular of them, if I select one, you just hold and right click, similar to how we would move terrain in F2. yeah, that's about it. And then I'll get to explaining, you know, choosing size and stuff, but I just kind of want to explain this all for you guys first. So squads is, from what I remember, it's a coding thing. I've never really used it. Waypoints, this is, again, I'll get into this in probably future tutorials, or past me will explain it if I show you the call to arms tutorials, if I did a good job on that. If I didn't, it means I'll just have to redo those, so no big deal. Basically, you click add, you'll just add waypoints, and yeah, I think, no, that you just add another one. Okay, I'm learning with you guys. Give me a second. But I can explain this to you. So if you click add while you have a waypoint selected, you can add these waypoints. And let's say I code a unit 0 or whatever to go here to here to here. Boom. Back to explaining zones. Zones are kind of complicated. Stealth Bomber does a great tutorial showing how to use zones and stuff like that. Basically, if I were to make a zone or whatever, and just say, oh, I get a circle. Yeah, that's a zone. I place this zone down. I could expand it. I could make it small, and then you would go to triggers and waypoints or whatever, and then use this zone to potentially either trigger an event in your simulation or mission, or your battle, or make it a spawn area, or whatever. It's whatever you want to do with it, and then you can of course just hit delete and it goes bye-bye. Triggers. This is where you get into coding stuff. I go blah 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 blah. I make a trigger. There's conditions. I don't really use conditions. I think I really use commands. Commands are basically what your guys are going to do. I will get that into a later tutorial, so no need to worry about that right now, guys. And then, of course, you just click it and hit delete if you want to get rid of it. DL on the keyboard. Camera. For cinematics, I personally don't do cinematics. If I were to do cinematics, I would actually just not use this. This is for more professional making stuff. Don't really use it. Cover. Cover's kind of self-explanatory. Let's move over here. So you'll notice everything that's highlighted is like green, and this means in the game, if I were to tell a soldier to go here, this means he can actually, like, the AI will know to hide here. Or if the AI is just, you know, the AI and the soldiers are going out for themselves, they will hide here. All of this means, hey, I can take cover here. And you can code that using triggers, and honestly, super self-explanatory. Yeah, without that much else, I've just explained what F3 basically does, what F2 basically does, and what F1 basically does. Want anything else? Let me know in the comments. To change teams for AI, soldiers, or your little dudes or whatever, you just want to come down here to player 1, that, or if you come over here and, let's get rid of this guy. Look at the top left for me, please, viewer. And if you have a numpad, and you're in F3 mode, this only works in F3. If I go to F2, it doesn't work. If I go into F3 and I start hitting my numpad, you'll see it change. So 1 turns it to red, which means now I can control this dude. 2 is now green. I can't. He's actually an enemy on the map. 3 is yellow. 4, 5, and etc. Okay. So if I were to spawn an AT1 now, and I click 2, he's going to spawn in green. I didn't know I'm going to spawn another guy. Well, I'm going to be 0 because I switched to F1. You need to click again on your numpad to switch it, and I click 2. I go here. I say, hello, my guy. I miss. He's stupid and hits that. And he dies, and we shoot him more. But now, if I were to click start, he's going to end up dead. He's going to stay dead. Nothing's going to happen to him. Yeah, that's how it works. And then you're going to hit finish, and boom. But now here we go. If I were to, again, Alt F to move that. If I'm going to delete his body, place him with another dude. This guy is on the wrong team. I'm an idiot. Hold up. Place him on 1. And if we were to start it now, notice how they're like, yo, oh, he shoots him because, you know, they're on separate teams and they don't like each other. I hit finish. And what do we know? As soon as it loads out, he's alive! Oh my god! So yeah, that's basically how that works. Anyway, that was like really overly complicated. I hope that wasn't actually super overly complicated. If you're really confused, let me know. I'll just explain in the comments. So yeah, showing you how to change sides while you're in the editor. Then while you're in game, you will always, I believe, be defaulted to like 0 or some other number, and then you'll just have to click to go onto your side or whatever. That explains that. I'll quickly explain some other miscellaneous keys and stuff like that, and then I'll show you basically how to set up a small battle if you want to, without any waypoints or anything like that. So what I just pressed is F6. F6 enables a skybox. Click whatever you want. It just literally picks a skybox for you. There's so many. You honestly don't need to make them. props to whoever makes skyboxes. They're really cool. Let's just get a nice one that doesn't have any sound, so I'm not like drowned out completely. You know what? The daytime one would look nice. Hello. Okay, this is fine. All right, so this works. So now that we have a skybox, let's just get making to the battle part, because that's probably what you're all here for. You're probably all yelling at me, and I'm having schizophrenia, so it's fine. So we'll just get our German boys over here, and again, make sure you're pressing 1 so they're red, or whatever. It doesn't have to be 1. I just do it for easier access. Then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes, a squad lead. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever. I'm actually gonna get an MG gunner here, and then I'm gonna go to F1 mode, and I'm gonna individually tell these guys to go into the cover, and be like, yo. And maybe we'll get some defense in depth going as well. We can get 2 more MG guys back here with 2 rifles to be with them. And basically, again, F1 just exactly plays like it. But don't worry, because we haven't started the game yet. Nothing's going to happen if we switch the teams. And let's say we're going to have France attack Germany. Because silly Billy France, you know? Let's just get a little basic French squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a squad lead. Get a few MGs back here. Why don't we get an AT boy? He is his special forces looking dude. Interesting. We'll just and then just basically select until you find something like that. These guys are also different. Doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. We're not trying to actually set up anything fancy. So we want to make sure these guys are on movement mode, move at will. And then we want to make sure our dudes over here don't move at will. This basically says, hey guys, don't be idiots. Don't run out of the cover unless the player tells you to. And because I'm not really going to be controlling them this battle, they're just going to stay stationary. And again, for doing triggers and stuff like that, I will explain that probably in a later video. Again, I just want to show you guys how to start something in here so you can have a little bit of fun. Not too complicated, not too anything. I already believe this video is way too long, so I'm going to have to trim down a bunch of parts. So yeah, we're going to now hit start. The battle's not going to have anything. They're going to start shooting. And yeah, you created your own thing. Actually, I'm going to also pause it real fast. Where's my pause? Boop. So yeah, if you're on a big keyboard like I have, you can press pause and that actually pauses the game. I want you to get rid of this HUD. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you'll press Control Shift Alt D. Again, that's Control Shift Alt D. That removes your HUD. I'm going to press unpause, and we're going to watch a little battle unfold in front of us. Alright, and that's pretty much it. That's how you would set up a battle. Of course, you know, these guys got slaughtered because they're literally in the open. There's no cover. They weren't assaulting anything actually important. But if we finish, you'll see they're still alive. And we can mix and match this and put whatever you want to put in tanks and stuff like that. Go ahead, put in tanks. The only thing I want to mention for tanks and stuff that I will actually show you guys here, because you'll probably be like, I don't know, why are they hopping out of the vehicles or whatnot? Make sure the tanks aren't a different player. I mean, make sure they're the same player. Like, to explain that, let me go to vehicle real fast for you. Just go blue 4, Vechs. I go here, I place it down. Notice it's player 0. I always personally like to make sure it's player 1. Again, because you know, the Germans right now are player 1. I'm being an idiot. And make sure we're also on player 1. You hit C to actually rotate units. You hit Z. You'll hit X to make them go on the funny X axis. You want to do that. Yeah, and then those are basic things that you just want to know. So C just moves it around. I'm struggling with leadership. And then we would go back to, so we could close the vehicle. We go back to Germany. Be like, hey, control this thing or something like that. And they're like, okay. And then we just tell them to get in there, and then boom, they get in there. And now they're controlling the Vechs. And I'm going to also tell the Vechs not to move, so we don't have any silly business go on. And I'll run the simulation one more time so y'all can see. As well as Control C, Control V works. And wherever you hit Control V and your mouse cursor is, that's where it's going to be. So let's get a bunch of these dudes. You know what? Let's put a full-on battle going on here. And actually, I'll move these guys back as well. If you notice that your guys aren't moving towards the battlefield, it's probably because they don't see the enemy. And again, I haven't gotten to waypoints yet, so you'll just want to tell them individually yourself to be like, hey, move to that point. So I'm gonna hit start, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you guys need to go. They heard because the gunfire, immediately started off because initiate combat here, and I'll just let it run, and I'll be quiet. Oh, you may be like, why is she over here? Because I never told them to actually. They'll automatically dismount out of the vehicles if they're on free move. Okay, and as the battle goes on, I'll also explain some other, like, metaphor things that occur. So you may be wondering, hey, why aren't they shooting at all the dudes? Can't they see him? You can see him. So that's actually simply not the case. If I were to press 1, I'll pull up the HUD again. We press Alt-F, which limits our field of view. Notice how they can only see some certain dudes. Actually, a lot of the guys are prone and hidden in the tall grass, which means our infantry here, while they do have good eyeballs, can't see that unless, they stand up or start shooting back, which is really cool. It's a fog of war element. Even though we can see all of this, they have a stealth factor and stuff like that. They have a noise factor. That's something I really love about Men of War as well. So, yeah, just a little thing right there. And if I were to press 2, notice how they can only see this vehicle right here. And that we still have infantry back here until they start shooting. And they'll probably pop up and disappear immediately because sound contact is lost. And another cool thing is, the AI doesn't know, honestly, how many troops are up there still. So they're all kind of, like, hiding and playing it safe and like, oh no, I don't want to die. And then we'll be like, oh, don't freaking kill yourselves, go run at that. And if we switch back to player 1, they're probably going to come into view pretty soon. See the dudes like, oh. Yeah, see, there they are here. And back to 2, we see that some of these guys have reappeared now. It's not context. Yeah, that's pretty much the basics. This battle could go on for a lot longer if I were to let it be. But I'm not, because for the reasons of time constraints, I'm going to finish it. And honestly, that's it. I've just taught you everything, how you want to start your battle in the editor. I hope this isn't too long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be posting some more of these tutorials pretty soon. The last thing I will do before I leave you is, you're probably like, well, Fofi, where are there craters in the ground and where are they all filled? Well, to fix that issue, you go to, we'll save it in F3. Alpha. Load it. Alpha. Great success. Okay, I was okay. So you save it in F3, you load it in F3, but as soon as you do this, you can't undo it. So you can no longer move these craters or anything, I believe, like that. Yeah, the craters are permanently now stuck in the ground. So before you do anything, just make sure if you want to move craters, trenches, a splice of trenches, literally anything that's going to put impacts in the ground, move it before you save it and load it again, because then it's permanently there, it's permanently part of the map, you can't change anything about that. Anyway, bye-bye, well, have a great day, you take care, gentlemen, this video is probably way too long by now, bye-bye!